Aloha, everybody, and welcome to part... it's in the title. And today I am going to be finishing off Freezeezy Peak. There's a Jinjo in Mumbo's hut. There's a whole bunch of musical notes on the top there. You always want to look around Mumbo's hut, because it may show up in lots of places, but there's always something going on. Anyway, 15 Mumbo tokens to transform into the animal of this world, so I hope you've been collecting them. And this time, Sonic the Hedgehog's villain is the Eggman, and I am the walrus! Yeah, I got fat. I got big teeth. I turned into a big body of blubber. But don't worry, what's the advantage of being a walrus? Well, for one, Wuzza, the giant walrus who's afraid of bears, because they're the fiercest animal in the animal kingdom, will now be a lot more friendlier with us because he thinks we're just a fellow walrus. We're sort of lying to him by being a walrus and deceiving him into believing we're his friend, so, you know. That's awesome. And of course, as you can see, the water used to damage me before. It would actually take off one honeycomb of health if I stepped into it, and there would be a brief invulnerability period afterwards, but if I was still in the water for a short period of time, then it would freeze me some more, and it would damage me. As a walrus, I can sustain my body from the unbelievably cold and painful effects of the ice water, so yeah. And here's Boggy. After we got that Jiggy out of his gut, he decides, no, I'm not going to look for presents for my kids. I'm going to go race people. So, I got 100 musical notes, booyah. And now, for this Jiggy, I got to hop on that sled as a walrus. I couldn't do it as Banjo and Kazooie. He would say I'm too big for the sled, and I would be turned away. So you have to be a walrus in order to race Boggy. But here's how this thing works. You have to go through all of the slaloms, you know, you have to go through all the red flags, which will turn green when you pass them. And just keep following them and following them and following them. And sometimes the camera angles can be a little bit annoying and you can't really change them as you're driving. Like I try pushing R and stuff, and I can't really tilt the camera the way I want. Plus it's a race, I can't really focus on that. Look how much I'm fucking up. And sometimes, you know, especially during a later race, because there's 2 races with Boggy, but the first one, I think you can go in the water with the sled. I might be wrong, but I know for sure that the second race you cannot touch the water at all, otherwise your method of transportation will be ruined and you'll officially lose the race that way. And sometimes it's just really hard to tilt the control stick upright and keep in between the bridge and not go in the water because of the camera angles and whatnot. And Boggy, I have a theory he sort of operates like Metal Sonic and Sonic ZD, where if he's ahead of you, he'll actually slow down a little. I'm not sure, but I think that's what happens. Because, you know, sometimes I've failed horribly, but I'll still catch up to him, you know? I just got that gut feeling that he slows down when he's ahead of you. I might be wrong, though. Oh, you're too quick for me, Mr. Walrus. Here's your medal. I reckon I need to race someone my own size. And so that activates the second race with Boggy, where you have to be Banjo and Kazooie. But I cannot race Boggy right now because I do not have the upgrade from Gobi's Valley, the next world I will be visiting. There's a free man behind that ice block. Although free men are useless, especially if you're collecting the 100 notes, because you don't really want to die, otherwise you can't get the notes. And, you know, I just don't think you'll need lives too much in Banjo-Kazooie. But Wuzza likes us, so he gave us a Jiggy. So let's follow him in there first. Because let's check out Wuzza's cave. He's not blocking it anymore. Why not? Why, hello again, Mr. Walrus. Feel free to have a look around. Wuzza's cave. The text moves too slow. I had to just adjust my speech, you know. It's all in the how you say the lines, but I'm just going by... You know. Anywho, there's a Jinjo up there, but I can't get him as a walrus, which means I have to turn back into Banjo-Kazooie to come back here. But I wanted to visit Wuzza's Caves first as a walrus because there's a honeycomb underneath this small little pathway here, and this honeycomb, well, it gets my health bigger. We all want bigger health. So just to recap, there's one honeycomb under a snowman enemy in the middle of the houses next to Mumbo's hut. And now there's one in this watery ice cave, which is swell. And Gruntilda's lair doesn't really have anything for the walrus, so it's a good reason. It's a good thing that I'm transforming into Banjo-Kazooie as I'm in the world, because when I go back to Gruntilda's lair, I don't really need to turn back. There's no small little hole that I can crawl into as a walrus in Gruntilda's lair, so, you know. This is the first chance you're going to see of me going back to Mumbo's hut and transforming back into Banjo and Kazooie whenever I want. So, yeah. Also, I think I should mention that right now it is almost the beginning of May, or at least the end of April, something like that. And my personal life is getting a little bit hectic right now. It's getting a little bit busy. Got a lot of things going on. And honestly, making 5 videos a week is sort of burning me out. Because a lot of people don't really understand how much time it takes to make a video, you know. This video alone will be 12 minutes or so, and that's 12 minutes of commentary I have to devote to talking into a microphone. And then that's 12 minutes of commentary I have to listen back to make sure I like it, and to make sure that it sounds good and there's nothing wrong with the audio. And then I gotta, like, edit it and stuff while I'm listening to it. So if I'm editing in, like, a vile clip... Not a charge shot! Yeah, like that. Not a charge shot! I have to pull that clip, I have to insert it, and blah, 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 blah. And that's if I'm including a whole bunch of edits and stuff. And if I have cutscenes that, you know, are talky, and I don't want them to be... I don't want to talk over them, and I want them to be louder for when people are supposed to listen to them. I'll have to raise the volume and separate the segments. And, you know, video editing is a long, tiring process. People don't really understand... By the way, I'm terrorizing Waza. And there's a Jinjo, which is our last Jiggy, because I can't really get the 10th one until I get a certain upgrade in Gobi's family. Also, behind there is a silver, or an ice key, right? Oh wait, I have one more Jiggy. There's an ice key. It's part of this whole stop and swap stupid thing that, you know, it's not really a big deal. I'll probably be talking about it more during the ending of the game, since it will be referenced in the ending, but you cannot get that ice key. I just think that's worth mentioning. I cannot get that ice key unless I use the cheats that some hacker found, as far as my knowledge is concerned. I'm pretty sure that's how people found out how to get it. But it doesn't really matter if I get it, because it's not going to carry over to Banjo-Tooie on my N64. On Xbox Live, sure, but not on my N64. And, yeah. Look at that snowman. But anywho, I'm just saying that video editing takes a lot out of my day. I have to process it and upload it. Processing takes like an hour, and uploading it to YouTube also takes like an hour. That's 2 hours, not to mention the 30 or so minutes it takes to do the commentary, to listen to the commentary, and edit it and stuff. It is a very time-consuming thing, and my schedule and my personal life is just really busy right now. So, I'm just saying that for a while, until things are good, you know, not good, they are good now, but, you know, I'm going to be making 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I apologize, but I think that's a pretty steady upload rate, quite frankly. Hey, we got these presents for these little polar bears, yeah. They're so happy. I mean, they're going to hate their father forever, because their father didn't give them those presents. But hey, they're going to love me, they're going to love Banjo, and that's all that matters. So again, I can't get the last Jiggy because I need an upgrade, and I got 100 musical notes, I got everything else, so I'm pretty much done here. But yeah, there's going to be like 3 uploads a week from now on, just because things are getting busy over here, and it takes a lot of effort to make these videos, especially if I'm doing something like a Sonic 06 review. You know, you don't know how much work it takes to make stuff like Angry Video Game Nerd does, like Some Call Me Johnny does. It is a lot of effort, guys, and, you know, you assume that we could crank these out in like a week if we really tried. No, it's hard. You know, it takes a lot of work. And this is just a hobby of mine, you know? I got a real job, I got other stuff to do, I got friends. I like my hobby, but God, is it exhausting sometimes. Anyway, opening the musical note door through the witch's head, going up to this puzzle piece, we will unlock Gobi's Valley, the desert world. And it's also the last world with a bottles upgrade. meaning we will be a fully equipped, fully versatile Banjo and Kazooie when we go into Gobi's Valley, which is swell. So Gobi's Valley, we have been in that room before. Let's leave the Witch's Head. Let's not explore the rest of the areas because there's nothing over there anyway. And instead, go back into here, and Gobi's Valley it is. The entrance to Gobi's Valley is separated by some sand with some eels in it who will bite at your toes and they'll hurt your health bar. So, you know. When I'm nice and slim once more, burgers Hey, you said this already. You said this after Clanker's Cavern. I've never seen her repeat phrases before. What the hell? This LP taught me something new. I swear this is not a new file. This is the same file. Oh, look, it's Brentilda. She's going to horrify us some more. Grunty's best friend at witch school was the awful Sweaty Betty. When relaxing, she usually reads Warty Girls Weekly magazine. Oh, that's nice. While sipping a glass of her favorite smoothie elephant sweat. Oh, Jesus. So she has a friend named Sweaty Betty, and she drinks elephant sweat. I wonder if she drank from her friend Sweaty Betty. Oh, so I'm sorry I put that mental image into your head. Oh, Jesus. See you next part.